happening, family? Peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters in humanity and my brothers and sisters in Christ. Eddieisok here. Listen, I've been chilling out for a little while, you know what I mean? Because, boy, listen, you know the day of that march, the Friday night into the Saturday morning, I did not sleep. But anyway, that is in the last video. But let me just say a couple of shout outs, right? This is just going to be a quick thing, yeah? And then I'm going to I might send a little video over of something to do with the march. I mean, I don't know how good it's going to come out, but man's trying. If you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you know, it's life, isn't it? But anyway, listen, shout out now. I got to give a shout out to a guy, if I can remember his name, man. Hydrophonic, big up, my brother, alright? And then there's Dolly Day Dream. Listen, you got to go on. Listen, guys, check that sister out, right? She does little clips now and then, you know what I mean? She talks a little bit about Tommy. She talks about the world system a little bit. She talks about a little bit about everything, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's a little bit light and sometimes it's a little bit heavy. But you know what? I like her style. Pretty lady, you know what I mean? God bless you anyway, Dolly, you know what I mean? That's Dolly Day Dream, yeah? Shout out for that lady there. Sarah T. Look, I don't know if you're subscribed with me, right? But you left a comment, right, to one of my subscribers, and like, all I can say, sister, sometimes, you know, you might not agree with what someone actually comes out with, yeah? But you might not agree with what someone actually comes out with, but, you know, just tone the language down a bit, sister, you know what I mean? Life is too short, you know where I'm coming from, girl, you know what I mean? It's all love, you know? Alright then, listen. William Nolan, peace and blessings to you, my brother, and your immediate family. Clive Richardson, sir, welcome to the channel. I know you're a new subscriber, just welcoming you to the channel. I got Yid, I already shout you out, Yid, man. You're old school now, you know. I love the brother anyway, you know what I mean? You know that, brother, yeah? Waxman, peace and blessings to you, my brother, and your family. Tomato, or tomato, depending on what side of the globe you're on. Peace and blessings to you, brother. And Bill Whitaker, nice to have you on board, my friend. Becca L, love sister, as always, yeah, feel it from there. And I think that's about it for now, because this is a short thing, you know what I mean? Alright? Like I said, listen, yeah, this is about the march on Saturday anyway, yeah, the Unity March, yeah, on the 23rd. Like I said, man, that night I was on to, what was I doing? I was facing one of my subbies from America, you know, and we was going into some personal things and whatever, you know what I mean? And shout out to you, sister, anyway. You know who you are, yeah? And I never got no sleep. And I went to that march. Now, listen, I had an interview with Red Pill Phil and Nanny, yeah? And as you heard Red Pill said, it's literally, I was dragged over there, right? Because I was sitting down, there was outside the pub, I don't drink, but I had a little coke in it. I mean, I was sitting down on the side with a few people, and then Nanny Robertson came over to me and said, listen, Red Pill wants to interview you. And I'm like, oh no, man, I was shattered because I hadn't slept. And, you know, so I went there and I said a thing, you know what I mean? I said, well, I mean, just basically, yeah. The speeches were, yeah, I liked the speeches, and the music that was played was nice. You know, they played Jerusalem and certain songs like that. It really was, you know, very patriotic. But I mean, they were nice songs. They were good for the spirits. You know, they lift up the spirit. And you know, I said I like the way they actually organised it. As in, what I'm saying is there was discipline. There was discipline there. You know, but in hindsight, now that I've got my faculties back and I'm relaxed now, because you see, when I was talking to Red Pill Phil, I was just shattered. I was actually working off reserves, you know. But in hindsight now, I looked at the video, right, and I listened to. I actually spoke to someone that was there, right? Um, who's now going to be an admin of mine. You know what I mean? A lovely lady, and thank you very much for offering. Because I just showed her roughly my plans, what I have planned, and she even said, "Listen, Ed, if there's anything I can do for you, you know what I mean, help you out, fair enough." So I respect you and do a little something here, a little something there for me. It's all good. You know what I mean? It's all love. But anyway, I said to her, "Look, do me a favor. You tell me. I want you to write what you saw and how you felt of that march." The reason why I said that is because I was working off reserves. I wasn't really focused as such. I was there, but working on reserves, my mind was just sort of like, yeah, but it's like, I just tried to keep on board because obviously I said to you guys I'm going down there, And she wrote me a very interesting email. And you know what? I'm not going to read the email. What I would like everyone to do, you remember I said to you guys I can't take lazy ass people. Now I'm asking you guys, now you're going to test the spirit. You know what I mean? Look, there's a biblical verse, yeah? In the Epistle of John, I think it's chapter 1. No, chapter 2. Right? Beloved, test the spirit whether it's of God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. Right? So I'm going to test your spirit if you could be bothered to even read. It's an email, it's a little long, but I check it out. Because I think, for the most part, she summed up the march. She saw things that I never saw because my mind was just so messed up. You know what I mean? I was just sort of like focusing just straight ahead of me. You know what I mean? I didn't really look at the whole thing. But I'll tell you one thing I did see, which I forgot. I should have said it to Red Pill Phil, but my mind was so dead. When we were marching, right, to supposedly the to Parliament or the House of Lords. So I said supposedly, and that's why you need to read this link I'm going to send in the description. Read what she's got to say, right? Or I might just add it as I'll pin it, yeah, and I'll keep it to the top so you can all read it, right? It will be at the very top. Please read it. It's important. Anyway, when we was marching up to our destination, which was the House of Lords, right? I knew Anne-Marie Walter was going to be there. Gerard Batten was going to be there, and I forgot the lady's name. Forgive me. She was I think she's a European member. I think she's a member of the European. She's a European member anyway, a member of Parliament. Yeah, I forgot her name. Yeah, and a couple of other people yeah. But anyway, as we were marching, right, it's a march for unity. Remember, right, and it's a march for Brexit. Right, key word is unity. Right. And due respect to the DLA for the way they handled it, for the most part. But this was a part I forgot to tell Red Pill Phil about because the brain was just working on reserves, So we're walking down, right? Now you've got different people in the crowd, different political views, etc. As we're walking down, there's a guy on the loudspeaker. And for the most part, he's just promoting UKIP. Most part, all the way down the road, something would do certain chants, like, what I mean, like we want our country back or whatever, what I mean, but he's promoting UKIP, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, there's 4 Britain members there in the crowd, and maybe even there might, I don't know, there might even be Labour supporters in the crowd that are just in agreement with you guys that wanted that. But you're just promoting UKIP. Now, this was not this. I mean, I've heard that the DLA are actually supporting Batten. That's not a problem. But what I'm saying is, due respect, you've got a woman coming up there who you've invited to speak for another party. Don't you think you should have just lied that? Because the time that happened, and then certain people on stage is actually bigging up this man, like he's going to be the next prime minister of this country. He's come on, and then you call Anne Marie on after. I think that was a bit of a put down, my friend. You know, but like I said, I was so tired I've even forgot to mention it. You know, but apart from that, read the email from this woman, right? This woman that sent me, she wrote something out for me, and she actually put it, yes, yeah, and see what you think. There's some interesting revelations in it, I would say, which shows me, right, that even though everybody was well behaved, and they were, thank you everybody that came, they were well behaved, yeah, but we got big problems, you know, and I just regret that my mind was just so tired, you know, because listen, they had us walking all around the place before we got to where we was getting, right? But if you read that, if you read the pinned comment, right? And I think it's important that everybody reads that, because then you'll realize that we've got a lot of work to do. And like I said, look, me at some point, right? I'm going to be speaking at an event soon. Yeah? Some people know where it is, and most people don't. But I'm not going to mention it on this channel. You know what I mean? Till the day before, right? Some people know about it on Facebook, but I'm not going to mention it on this channel. Oh yes, by the way, I'm on Facebook. It's Eddie space is okay. Yeah, that's my Facebook. So if anybody wants to get on there, you know, you jump on there, and look, it's important you guys share this video, man, because these people got me on this go slow business. You know what I mean? And people find it so hard to find my channel. But look, I was told this: if you type in Google, right, or YouTube, Eddie is okay, all one word, and then channel, right? Separate that from channel, you should get it, right? But like I said, please, 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 send links to other people for my channel, yeah, because I I'm like I said, I keep getting on about I'm getting into this teaching, I'm getting into this teaching. Listen, honestly, you guys have got to really appreciate it. I've got a lot of things going on, and now I'm trying to wake up certain people to run a certain march in the future, which I'm not really saying too much about until I actually get into, until I get involved with certain contacts. I can say this much. Okay, right? The next video I'm doing, which isn't going to be the next day or two, right? We're getting back into the spiritual aspect of it. And man, am I looking forward to that. I'll be honest with you, a lot of these marches, I know we got a march for Tommy, etc. But boy, you know what? I'll be honest with you, listen. I won't be going to the next march on the 14th, right? You know, because you know what? I'm just too busy. You know, I'm trying to work on my Facebook. I'm trying to get some equipment to sort of like improve situations, like, you know what I mean, what I've got here, you know, and like I said, I'm gonna do some sort of GoFundMe or something, because like I said, if you guys really want me to get out there, right? And I'm hearing a lot of people saying that, right? They want me to get out there. And let me see if I can read something here anyway. Listen, let me read this, man. Alright, let me see if I can find it. Someone sent me something on Twitter. Yeah? Alright, let's see if I can find it. Open. Right. Right? I get messages like this all the time. Right? Right. Right. Um right, let's see. Is it a private message? No, it's not a private message, so that's good. Hold on. Let's see if I can read it. Alright. At Dr. Dibley 85. That's the name of the person on Twitter, yeah? Thank you, Eddie, sir. I always watch yourself and Red Pill Phil's videos on YouTube. I was at the march on Saturday. Thank you for waking people up. We need to kick out those vile globalists. God bless you too, Eddie. Thank you for everything, my friend. All the best, Philip. Now, you know what? I get little things like that all the time. You know, and I mean, you know, look, if people want me to get out there, right, and do something, right, a little bit of funding somewhere along the line is going to have to be needed. Because, like I said, if I'm going to buy certain things, right, well, you know what? I'll tell you what, it works like this. When I set up this, I don't know what it's going to come under as a GoFundMe, or I don't think it's going to be a GoFundMe. It's going to be as some sort of funding. Anyway, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Someone else sort that out for me, right? Like I said, I need um, an iPhone 7. I've got an iPhone 6 at the minute. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? iPhone 7 because it's got a lot more memory on it. Yeah, you know, and all the attachments that come out with it, so I can go out on street. I need an Apple Mac laptop, and well, that's the only thing I can think of for a minute. And obviously, if I'm going from here to Manchester, or if I'm going from here to Rotherham, say, which I would love to go down there and speak and do a speech for them kids that are getting raped and abused, you know what I mean? It takes funding, my friend. You know, so like I said, everything on my YouTube is staying the same. But on that side there, you give if you give, and if you don't give, I just don't go. As simple as that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, it's either way. But like I said, I'm not. You know, I was saying I would like to go down to West End and take some pictures. I've got a camera for that, right? I've got a camera for that. But what I'm saying is the time it takes to get from that to that and edit it and all that crap, I could just do it on my iPhone 7 and my little Apple, or even if I'm indoors and I'm on the Apple Mac, I think it is Mac Air, from what I'm hearing. Yeah, you know, I could do things a lot quicker. I could screen share. Right, so when we're going into books, etc., I could say, yeah, all right, then there you go. You know what I mean? I'm screen sharing and blah blah blah, or the actual thing's coming up on the page, right? And I'm reading it. You can read it rather than me have to put it in a link and then you have to read it from the link, etc., etc. I could read it to you, or sometimes I could just put it on the link. Either way, you know. But you can see, obviously, you know what I mean. So, you know what I mean. My mate say to me, well, where you could do with a better computer than you've got at the minute, etc. You know what I mean? Because you can see it's a little bit wavy at times. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It'll do me. But that's what I'm hearing people are saying. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You got to upgrade. You got to upgrade. It's all change anyway. But listen, you know what? If you're not interested, good luck to you people. You know what I mean? It's all good, man. Man ain't losing no sleep. You understand? Listen, anyway, listen. I haven't even had time to even look and see what the situation with Tommy is. But like I said, if you watch my interview with Red Pill Phil, right? I put my neck on the line. I'm convinced, barring accidents, right? They don't want nothing happening to that guy. Right? Like I said in Red Pill's channel. And you know, obviously certain people they can move him to a prison, right? With 99.5% Muslims. And I still say they don't want nothing to happen to that man. Right? They'll either try to put him there to just put the frighteners up him, right? So that he shuts his mouth when he comes out, right? Or just keeps him there as long as he can till certain drinkers out there just mash it up for the rest of us. And the funny thing was, I was in the pub when we finished the actual march, yeah? And you know, there was a couple of guys there, you know what I mean? A couple of guys, younger guys, early 30s, etc. And you know, and one came up to me and said to me, yeah, it weren't all that, was it? And I went, why not? He said, yeah, there weren't enough of it of us, like, you know what I mean, where it could have kicked off. I mean, I mean, hey, listen. So, you know, there are some negative things that happened there Saturday. And like I said, if you read that email, right, she summed it up. I've done a little background check, and I can't fault what the woman actually put down. I'll be honest with you. You know, I really can't. But I think if anyone's interested in where we're going, as in some sort of unity, unity doesn't really seem to be there as much as we might think it's there. Right? There's certain people jostling for position, you know, at the expense of the majority of us that just want to have some sort of unity, so we've got a massive number together so we can overcome this wickedness. But I think is very important, and that's why I think I'm going to be easing off on certain marches for a certain while, because you see, I'm trying to get involved with some certain high profile people, and I can't be having sort of like, with all due respect, should I say? Yeah, with all due respect, useless idiots, right, in the camp that are kicking off at a certain time, you know, and I haven't got a clue what the 40th is going to be like, right? But I won't be there, right? Um, I'm really concentrating on getting a certain group together out there where of different ethnicities, and then you've got certain Caucasian people in their house who are too scared to come out because they're calling me a racist. There's no excuse why they can't come out then. You know, like I said, I don't really want to talk about too much on that at the moment. It was just a little quick recap on this March. That's what it's about, really. I'm just talking about the March, really. You know what I mean? I shouldn't really be telling you too much of this. But anyway, look, I got my YouTube anyway. Please subscribe. Please leave a private PM and say, Eddie, I'm such and such, right? And then I know you're from, you know what I mean, you're subscribed with me, you know what I mean? And then I'll add you, and you know, like I said, it's going to come to. I've had quite a few people come up to me at the march on Saturday, want to interview me. You know, Reverend Simon Sideways was one. I mean, he really seems a nice guy, man. You know, I like to sit down with that guy and just sort of like, yeah, you know what I mean, just chill at lunchtime. You get me? You know, I love up Redfield film, man. He's my brother, man, big time. You know what I mean? The brother's so real. It's he is so real. Oh, and congratulations to Sharon, who had the court case up in Manchester. You remember when they was handing out the Section 35s and they nicked the young lady with the glasses? You know what I mean? She got off. You know what I mean? Amen. And respect to Red Pill Phil and Big John Lawrence, that went down there to, you know what I mean, to give her some moral support, and you know, watch that video. It's very interesting what happened there. You know what I mean? But look, like I said, this is just a quick thing. You know what I mean? You know, next video we're getting into teaching, mate. You know what I mean? Right? We're getting into the spiritual aspect of where these people are coming from, because, like I said, right, the whole nation needs to wake up. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are other people talking about the spiritual aspect, the Freemason side of it, etc. Right? You can get this stuff on YouTube, but you're hearing it from me, basically. You know what I mean? You can get a lot of this stuff on YouTube because, you know, like I said, a lot of it's in book form, a lot of it's condensed now into YouTube videos, etc. You know, you're just hearing it where a person is actually speaking it to you. You know what I mean? So it's more personal. You know, but then I might leave some links to some videos in YouTube that you can just watch, etc. But the main thing is, as long as we've got the PDF of the books where you can look up and sort of like, yeah, there it is. That's the main thing. Waking up the public, absolutely. I want to get into more of this Luciferian Satanist, you know what I mean, religion, and what's the difference? You know, like you've got let's just say like Freemasons, they believe in Lucifer the light. They don't necessarily believe in Satan, right? And if they do believe in Satan, in some of their writing, the God of the Bible is the Satan, because he's the adversary, he's the slanderer, he's the accuser. So like I said, we're dealing with a dualistic God, like I said in my other video, the fall of Lucifer, the Masonic God. And that's where I want to keep it on that tip there, right? You know, just give you basic truths that you can run with. And like I said, I was speaking to someone earlier, you know, this is one has to simplify it as much as possible. And like I said, you know, I don't want too much books of this book. Have you read this book? Have you read that book? Look, you know what? It's really not worth it. Time's too short for that, my friend. Because the time we're talking, more people are getting raped out there. More people are getting killed out there, right? By certain people in the Muslim community, right? As well as certain people in the establishment and wherever else, right? We've got a problem with both sides. But like I said, these people are just being used for an agenda, and that's the agenda I want to stick on. I want to stick on the connection between these two religions, Luciferian / Satanism, right, and Islam. What do they have in common? And this is not a put down to my Muslim brothers and sisters, because listen, guys, I honestly, I really love you guys. I really do, right? I'm not being hypocritical. I love you guys, but you guys have been really seriously deceived, right? And I love you, and I have to tell you the truth. That's what it is. And you know what? There's a guy on YouTube saying that, I'm not even going to mention the guy's name. I'm sure some of you guys seen this guy's damn video. Some idiots, you know what I mean? If you want to go and look at his stuff, it's all right, and give him time for views, you know what I mean? Saying, what is this? I'm Tommy Robinson's deputy. Listen, I've never met Tommy Robinson in my life. More than likely never will. You know what I mean? And like I said, I question everyone. I'll even question Tommy when he comes out to see exactly who's coming from, if I ever got to see the man. Yeah? Because like I said, I'm not looking no friends in this, right? I'm just keeping it real. Yeah? But listen, guys, it's, what's the time? 26 minutes past 12 in the morning. Have you noticed I'm not playing any music? Huh? Have you noticed? But you know what? That's part of me to play the music. You know what I mean? I'll turn it down a bit, but I'll always play music because that's just me. I thought to myself, well, tonight, you know what I mean? I'll just make it a little bit different and still see if I can talk about the music. Well, obviously I can, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm going to be doing a speech somewhere at some point, right? Certain people will know, or certain people may advertise it from another channel before, but you know, I will be doing a speech again, yeah? And that's going to be interesting because, like I say, seeing I never write down things, right? I'm even interested to see what's going to come out of your mouth this time. Listen, and if I get banged up for it, you guys can always send me food, you know what I mean, through the post, you know what I mean, when I'm banged up inside. Yeah, you never know. I might even end up in the same blooming block as Tommy. Who knows? That'll be one for the books, isn't it? But look, listen, peace and blessing, my brothers and sisters in humanity. Yeah, I'm just cutting it short, you know what I mean? Because I'm doing this on a PC and the damn thing takes forever to upload. So this is what I'm saying. I need help, but the help will be on the Facebook channel, yeah? Listen, I hope I haven't missed anything out because this is pre-recorded, so like, you know what I mean, it's not like I want to go back and do it again, you know what I mean? But listen, stay safe everybody, right, all my subscribers. I'll give you guys a proper shout out the next video, like 5-minute shout out, you know what I mean? Oh yes, and by the way, in my intro, one or two people said, oh, the intro's a bit long, you know what I mean, you should cut it down a bit. Well, I've cut it down. I've cut it half and half, right? Half beginning, half end, right? So stop your moaning and behave yourself. Like, add, like, subscribe, and share, you know, and press the notification button as well, you know what I mean, make sure, you know what I mean. But I know these people are playing games. Some people have been saying to me it's been taking forever to get hold of my channel, but like I said, we're literally done, we're literally on board. No more marches for a little while. Well, I'm not going to go in one till after the 14th, let's put it that way, you know what I mean, because I'm either going to be doing videos or I'm making connections. It's simple as that, you know what I mean, right? And I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm not just doing it for you, right? I've got family in this country as well, you know what I mean? So I'm doing it for them as well, yeah? So, you know, if anybody knows me out there, I'm going to put my all into it, if anything, yeah? But like I said, I'm trying to keep these teachings as simple as possible. And I know there's a religious aspect to it, but like I keep saying to you guys, even from my new subscribers who's just watching my stuff for the first time, listen, you may not believe Bible, you may not believe that Jesus Christ is Lord, you may not believe that he rose from the dead, right? You may not believe all that, but I'm telling you now, Satanism, Luciferianism, and Islam all have a problem with the claims of Jesus when it comes to those things there. Alright? And there's a connection. Okay? And when we really start to go further down the road, I'll tell you what the Bible says is coming. Right? And I assure you, right, there are many people listening to my voice who don't know Bible are going to be very frightened. when I tell you what the Bible says is coming and what these people will do. Right? And listen to this. What's coming on the earth? I'll leave it at that. Listen, anyway, peace and blessings, my brothers and sisters in humanity. I love you all. And we'll chat soon, yeah? Day or two. God bless. Oh yeah, and I'll upload a video about, a little saying about, just showing the crowd and that at the march, etc. I haven't even seen it. I don't know how it come out. It might be too bob, but if it's too bob, well listen. First timer, give me time, you know what I mean? Even I ain't perfect. See you later, guys. Bye.
You can trust now, and we know that, and it's okay. And yeah, you okay.